Hey everybody, it's Lisa from Shabby Road Studio. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a little golden book junk journal. This is the only one I had on hand that I could find. I think I have a couple more somewhere, but I figured why not? We're close enough to Christmas to start making Christmas projects, so we're going to use this one. So first off, with a little golden book, you want to get the spine off, and just going to be, oh, well, that came off. But we want these staples. We want to open up this spine. Where is my bone folder? There we go. So I'm going to set this to the side, put this here so you can see me. I'm just kind of prying up this Normally these pop right open. This one's being a little pain in the butt. Yeah, I've never had one this stubborn before. Let me work on this and I'll be okay. Well, this one was really stubborn and it didn't want to let go for me. Anyway, I ended up having to just cut the pages off. Yeah, this book is going to be grungy because it does have, but we're going to have fabric anyways, but it did have some kind of tape, must be. There's some residue and it's beat up. You know, it's not a perfect book, but that's what's fun about these kind of junk journals, because you can still get good use out of these. And they're fun because it's a memory, you know, it's a little golden book. Somebody might have had this book in their childhood and would really appreciate this in the form of a junk journal now. So we're going to use it and embrace it and make it into something cool. I'm just trimming the little extra bits off from there. Yeah. Okay. So we'll set this to the side for a minute. And that leaves us with this pile of pages, I should say. Now, doing it this way, they're cut apart. Normally, you would hope that you could get them out as a signature, you know, where they're, you know, still together to be able to sew them into your signatures. So that means I'm just going to have to do some taping on these. Probably, I'm going to say probably matte. Let's do the cover first. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. So we're going to use, I cut a piece of this cardboard, chipboard, whatever, the size of the book cover. And I found some fabric that is Christmassy, and it matches this right here, so that's kind of fun. It is going to come in a way as a cover-up part of the Christmas word, but really is no way around that, you know. So we're going to, I'm going to roll my sleeves up, so I always get messy. I have some Mod Podge in this little container, and we're just going to attach our spine to the fabric and our book covers to the fabric. And let's make sure we got enough on there. If you don't like Mod Podge getting on your fingers, you could wear gloves, but what's the fun in that? Okay. You just want to make sure you have pretty close to an even amount on either side, because that's where your book covers are going to lay. And just give that a good rubbing on the back so that you have it. Okay, and you're going to flip that back over. You're going to just put some Mod Podge on the edge of your book cover, on the front of it. And then you're going to put it right next to the spine, but leave a little teeny bit so that it can open and close without being hindered by being too close to the spine. And then we're going to do the same thing on the back cover. Oops. We're getting sloppy. And then come in and do the same thing. You're going to leave, I don't know what that is, 1/8 of an inch maybe. Just keeping that pressed down. And then you're going to come up with it and finish that off on the inside. Pull it tight. You want to overlap it. So now we're going to put some more Mod Podge on this side. Okay. Just going to pull that down. Tight right there. And pull that piece up. We forgot to get some Mod Podge right there. So you want to go up tight there, but you want to make sure you have enough Mod Podge underneath that flap. All right. Okay, and then we're going to just give it a nice coat on top. Why? Because it hardens that fabric up, and it's just a nice finish, and it, I don't know, I guess it probably adds a little bit more stability to it. And we're carefully lifting it off this paper. I should have had something that was like a silicone mat or something. But we're gonna just plaster that Mod Podge onto this side of it too. You want to get it on the edges so that it's good and sealed on the covers. There. Now I am going to prop that up. I'm going to prop that up, and it's going to dry, and then I will come back and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, I have let this dry for a while. It's pretty dry. So, the next step, I guess, would be to, most people tend to put a rickrack trim on here. And I found this very cool vintage green. I had a red that's smaller, but it was kind of a bright red. It was brighter than this, and I just felt like this green would look best. So, make a clean cut there. And we will go. I don't know if I have enough to go with this one. Okay, so there's one. Yeah, I guess I do. Okay. I was worried there for a minute. I didn't think I was going to have enough, so you don't want to end it on, probably want to end it in the middle. So, just about right there. So let's take that and measure out a second piece. I got so much of this vintage rickrack. I didn't ever really know for sure what I was going to use it for, but I knew one day, like a lot of my supplies, a lot of my stash, I just know that one day it'll come in handy. Okay, come on. There, only a little bit left. We'll keep it over at the side. Maybe we'll use it somewhere. Maybe not. Okay. I'm just guessing that Fabri-Tac would probably be the best choice for this. So, work our way around. Okay, and then we'll flip it. Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Oh, now, let's do this side. Almost done. Okay, we're gonna let the stinky stuff dry. Okay, this is pretty dry, and guess what I found when I was letting this dry? Aha! I knew I had them. There was one other place I didn't look, and that's where they were, of course. So, what's the difference between Fabrifix and Fabri-Tac? Anybody know? They both stink. I just wondered, is there a difference? I mean, so I would lay that in there and just kind of let that glue kind of get, you know, tacky a little bit. And sometimes, if you put too much, it does push through. And then I like to put something, it's hard to see when you do this, but I like to put something soft there so that I don't make too many scratches in the metal, if that makes sense. That way you can just squeeze down on them, get them good and tight to the book. There. There's one. I'm going to go ahead and do the other 3 off camera because you don't need to see me do it 3 times. And then we'll move on. I have all 4 of the book corners on, and that really adds something. You know, it's still going to be a grungy book. There's, you know, but having those on there just gives it support and protection on those corners. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to measure for my template to poke the holes for the signatures. And I'm going to take this scrap piece of paper and just mark it right there for the length. And then I'm going to cut that. Okay. Don't need it to be this wide, so I do need it to be, now let's see. I want it to fit nicely in there with this shut. So something like that. I'm gonna go cut this on my big chomper. Okay. So I have cut this piece, and if you can lay it in there and close up the book, you're good. And then fold that in half, and then fold that one in half. So that's where our 3 points are going to be. You're going to have, you're going to choose the middle of this because that's where your, that could be over just a tad bit. And then you're just going to measure down. It's kind of hard to see my, I'm going to put a line right there. A line right there. So we're just measuring to try to keep these holes straight and even. Actually, we could put one more. We should probably have put these ones up farther towards the top, but I think we'll just put another one in and do a 5-hole pamphlet stitch. I'm just eyeballing this. Right about there. Doesn't have to be hard, you guys. So you're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just pick one end. Because they're all even, it doesn't really matter, but sometimes these are not the same. You want to pick a top and put a T there, so you always use that facing up. Sometimes I forget to do that, Anyway, so that is our template for poking the holes in the spine. I'm going to find my clip. I'm just going to clip this on. That's even. I'm going to use just a stack of papers. See, now that one does not look even to me. Yeah, that's better. And I'm going to just do that all the way down. And I won't make you watch me. I'll come back when I'm done. Okay, I'm back. I'm done. I don't know if you can see them. Probably should be able to see them pretty well. There's 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, and 2 there. So I think they look pretty even. And now we'll just set this aside and start going through our papers. I've chosen just random stash papers. So I want to use some of my coffee dyed paper, and I chose this lacy one because I thought that would be fun for Christmas. So because there's 2 signatures, I'm just going to start dividing them up. So there's 2 of these in each signature. I grabbed a music sheet out of my stash, and it'll be folded this way, but that's okay. You know, it won't be up and down the way the music goes. Just one of my scrap jelly prints, and here's just another one I was playing with some color on, and because it's on coffee dyed paper, I really like it, and so I'm just gonna throw that in there. And here's just some really thin, it kind of feels like construction paper, but it feels a little thinner than construction paper. And then I have some greens. Just it's about a little thicker than copy paper. And this is thicker. This is like a almost cardstock feeling to it. And then we have the usual, some graph paper. And then the children's handwriting book paper, 1 in each signature. Then I have some green ledger paper. And then these big sheets of ledger. These are going to be too big, but maybe we'll, I don't know, fold them up, make pockets or whatever. So those are the 2 signatures. So let's set one aside. And let's decide how big we need our papers. So if I take an 8.5 by 11 and fold it in half, it's not going to be quite big enough, but it'll work. I mean, we're not going to not use it, but it's going to be too tall, so we're going to want to mark this like that, and then we'll cut that off. Well, I'm going to go cut this off, so then I'll have like a template for the right size paper. I said once I cut this, it'd be the right size. That's not true. This is too skinny. So I did measure this one out. This is the right size for this journal. So I am lacking this much, but it's okay because in junk journals, we like them to be different widths. But for the purpose of a template, I'm going to use this. So I am going to, and again, they might not all be that same size. Like this one isn't going to be width-wise, but at least the length we can start to mark these so that I can go cut them. And how wide is that going to be? That's going to be okay. All right, so we're going to I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep measuring them out, and then I'll take them over and cut them all, and I'll be back. Okay, I got everything cut, trimmed, whatever. I think I need to glue. Okay, so this glue didn't take. I am turning up a little pocket and making some of these shorter, this heavier one. Just need that to stay shut. I think that was it on this side. On this side, yeah. This is a little side tuck, but when I trimmed it, I cut the bottom off where I already glued. So we have to glue that back again. Yep, it's just going to be a little eclectic, yeah, grungy junk journal with just blank papers. I'm not using any digitals or anything. I am just going to use the pages that were in the book. And then we have to address that next because they are loose now, and they're not the right size. So we need to address kind of attaching them. Probably use strips of paper, just a folded strip of paper, and use that as like a spine for these. So let's do that next. Let's keep these guys separate. Ouch. Okay. So we have 2 signatures. Put those to the side. I am going to go grab some scrap strips or a piece of paper to make some strips. And I'll be right back. I have cut strips of a piece of that paper that I had in the signatures. It's just a good weight, I think, and it's a good color stick to glue these together. So what we're going to do is take, I'm hoping this works, you guys. I've done it before, but I'm just going to move this. Okay, so here is a piece of washi, other signatures. So I'm going to go ahead and do all this, and I'll be back. Okay, I am back. This has been a little bit of a, mishap. So I had these all, and I was, when I was showing you, I was taping them with washi, and then I had the strips of paper I was gluing. Anyway, I got mixed up with my putting those pages together. They were, I just thought you put them like these two. Well, it didn't match up the story. Okay, just to make this simple, the story wasn't matching up the way I had the pages taped together. So I had to undo all that. And I just used some masking tape, and I fixed it so we don't have this cute washi anymore. It's just this masking tape color, which is fine. But yeah, I was like, why isn't this reading right? Because they had to be cut out of the original book. So if you didn't have to do that and they came out together, but that's not what happened. So I have them all fixed. Story is intact, and it's just going to be, they're going to be together, but where the opening of all of those pages is where I'm adding the rest of my signature pages. So there's going to be half of the story, and then some regular pages, paper, and then the rest of the story. That's going to be the first signature, and then the rest of the pages are going to be the second signature. So right now I'm going to get the back signature ready to sew in. I like to try to do the back first. So we're going to take our template and we're going to come back in here. I made a dot right in the center of where I need to punch this. And I like to just take my ruler and just kind of tap this down to get everything down in, and then I like to put clamps on it, and that should work. And I take my awl, and I'm just gonna hold it in place on one end while I do these holes. And then I'm gonna switch it around and hold this in again and do the other holes. This book cradle has been probably one of the best buys I made. It really makes this job a lot easier. I'm gonna tell you, I got this on Etsy, and I think it's Crafty Cat, and it's well worth the money I paid for it. So there you go. There's my advertisement for Crafty Cat. It is a good tool to have. So now I'm going to get some waxed cotton thread that I just got at Hobby Lobby on clearance. And okay, I am back. I just skipped showing you how I was sewing in the signatures. It turned into a fiasco, and so I just did it off camera. Yeah. So here they are. This one is the one I said that had the book pages in it, and it's a little bit bulkier than the other one because of all this tape and paper and stuff. So it doesn't really, I don't know, doesn't really lay as nice as I would like it to, but we're just gonna go with it because it is a junk journal, and this is made from, you know, trying to rehabilitate a little golden book that was pretty much, you know, maybe ready for the garbage. But okay, so I've got both signatures in. This one's going to be glued. Let's do it right now. This one's going to be glued at the top and the bottom to make a side tuck page. Just ledger, some coffee dye papers. This one's got pockets in the center. I love that one. It's just a mess, but I love it. That's why I love it so much. Okay, so let's keep going. Yeah, so I mean, all right, that's the second signature. First signature, looking pretty good. Just trying to find out if there's any other places I need to glue. This one's already been glued. This is like a little pocket. Side tuck right in here. There's a pocket already made. Some more graph, some coffee dye, a jelly print, a ledger, and coffee. And there we go with the rest of the book. So yeah, this doesn't doesn't lay like I would like just because of the bulk of this tape, but what are you gonna do? So I was thinking, I don't know, that's there now. I was gonna put a little pocket there, but I don't know if I should cover up this. It would cover up part of that where it says this little golden book belongs to. And then I've already got this corner thing there. Let's see, maybe not. Maybe like right there instead. Okay. Is that a little tall, a little high for a pocket? Maybe, but maybe we'll just fold it over. That way we'll just give it a little bit more strength at the top. And then we will glue the sides and the bottom. That matches that paper, so that'll be cute. So I'm not doing a bunch of decorating, the usual that I do. I'm not doing a bunch of decorating and ephemera and all that, because this is just, it was a video to show how to put one of these little golden books together. I am going to throw this in my Etsy like I do everything else. And that might be cute. Oh, I like that. Here I say I'm not going to decorate anything, and next thing you know, I'm putting rickrack on. Next thing you know, I'm putting rickrack on. No, but this is just this is a one-time thing here with this pocket. That'll be cute. Isn't that cute? That's cute. Okay. Yeah, that'll be a nice pocket. So, yeah. That's some more of this, but that's already got pockets. I thought that would look cute there. Just adding a couple pockets. That doesn't mean I'm going to decorate, put ephemera on. I'm not going to do anything there because that rickrack is there. Plus, this is nice. This is nice to have left open. Okay, we got some decks of halls. I don't know, just some stamps. What do we got here? It's a cute little ornament stamp. Just giving it some random. That'll be pretty on that. Yeah, if you can see it. Maybe use black this time. Okay, where are we gonna put this? Joy. That's cute. Okay. I think this has been a long enough video, but So that's how I make a little golden book journal. Just throw a couple of signatures in there. There is a lot of space to make this your own. Put your own touches in here. There's a lot of space to write, a lot of space to stick things, and it also includes the original story. Somebody could like paint these or leave them. I don't know. It's just tape, but it really was the only way to keep the story, the original story, in the book. And I really wanted to do that because that's the whole point of making junk journals out of these little golden books. Okay, so I had to come back really quick. I was going to end the video, but I did end up, this is like 2 days later, so I did end up putting another piece of fabric on the spine over the strings that were, you know, binding it in, because I thought that looked nice. And then I did go over the tape that was bothering me. I went over it with some Distress ink, and I like it a lot better. It just looks more like aged, and then I put some pieces of these, you know, vintage looking tape throughout the journal. I did a stamp here. It's a cute little stockings hanging. I didn't do anything. Okay, so you saw the rickrack. I made this little tag, stuck it in there. I said I wasn't going to do anything, and now look at me. I just put this little ticket thing here. You know, nothing major, just a couple of odds and ends. Just a little Christmas tree, Christmas special. Some more of that vintage looking tape. Here again. And like I said, I went through and just distressed the tape, and it looks a lot better, and I'm more happy with it. So that's the important thing. And Lisa's happy, everybody's happy. Some more of that vintage tape. So then, let's see, did I do anything in here? Sure I did. And where would it, okay, so I put a little piece of tissue from gel print on here. Put a little Deck the Halls saying right there. Little thing that says Christmas. Yeah, that stamp I think I did with you. More of that vintage tape. And I think that's, well, no, I put a little corner pocket there with the Deck of the Halls scrapbook paper. So that is all. This is how this journal will be sold now. It's ready. I feel like it's ready to go as far as this is all I'm doing with it. So, like I said, I think earlier in one of the other clips, like I said, this is like a couple days later, so I have to try to remember what I've already said. But, yeah, I'm going to put this in my Etsy shop if anybody wants it. If it doesn't sell, I'll probably take it to the craft show in November. But yeah, this one is done as far as what I'm going to do. So we're going to move on to another project. All right, I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.